Hello, I'm the art teacher. Today I'm going to show how you can make I'm teaching my first graders this. So today I'm showing how my first graders can make a collage fish tank. So let me move that aside. The first thing you're going to need is some blue construction paper. It can be a full sheet or a half sheet, which would be this size. And for this presentation, I'm using a full sheet. You get blue, and then you just need another strip right down at the bottom of brown paper. Tan would be fine. And cut a long curved line off the top. And then you just glue that down with some glue sticks. By this time, all my first graders know how to use glue sticks. Even when they come in at the beginning of the year, kindergarten children are taught how to use glue sticks. So you just have to watch that real carefully. You do this, let's set this aside. And for the fish, it's a lot of fun. Some of them find it a little challenging, but you just use a rectangle and a square to get your fish going. So let's put the square aside and let me zoom in a little bit here for the fish. All you need to do is make a triangle on both of these corners here and both of these over here. These corners you just bend up, you've got a triangle. Bend this one down, you've got a triangle. And if you've got those two, you actually have another triangle here. Okay, so now I'm turning this around. Now I could do the same type of fold that I did over here. And here's the beauty part of this. You can change any of these triangles in any combination as long as they're a triangle. So if I bend this one up and make it a long skinny triangle, and this one a long skinny triangle, now this is not the side everybody sees. This is the side that you glue down, so nobody sees this side. When you turn it over, you're going to have the body of the fish. Okay, now to make the tails, I take this square, turn it like a diamond. I'm going to cut it from point to point. Just like that, doesn't have to be perfect. This part will be for the tail. I take this piece here, cut it in half again to make two more smaller triangles. One triangle can be for the top fin, the dorsal fin, whereas this fin, or this triangle, can be for the side fin, or pectoral fin. I think it's pectoral fin. Now, these are the things I do to change it up a little bit. For instance, with this fin, I just snip it a little bit there, and I change the points to be curved a little bit, and I can add a little flare to it, a little curve, just like that. Then I take this part right here. I bend it a little bit. That's called a tab. Right there, that's a tab. And I'm going to be able to glue it there. So let me get my glue sticks here. Here's my glue stick. I put a little bit right there on the tab. Put it right here, right where the side fin might want to be. Now for this top fin, I can do a variety of ways. I can make it like that. I can make it like this. I can make it go up like that. So let me do it this way. How about if I curve it in a little bit and then curve it out and make it curve at the top. So there's my top fin. And every time I do this, all my first graders always say, "It's a shark." No, not quite a shark. Now you could actually fold, if you've been practiced a little bit, fold these shapes into certain types of fish if you have studied them. I take this and I'm gluing it to the back end, right where I think that fin should be, and I press it. Now I'm going to take this one And since I've got some curved lines here and curved lines there, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'll make a little curved line. And go up here, nice little curves. And this is a make-believe fish. I'm not really trying to copy any particular type of fish. This fin will go right to the back, and you can see how it fits right in there. It doesn't actually have to do that. You could actually go like that. It's fine. And even if you wanted to, you could even curve this by cutting it. It's perfectly acceptable. Matter of fact, I've never done that, but for this presentation, I think I'm going to try something different. There, I've cut that. I can now glue my tail here, put a little bit of glue stick to the tail. I'm going to put it right there. I'm kind of matching it up with these lines here, so it looks like it fits, like it belongs. Oops, my dorsal fin came off. The thing is with these glue sticks, you have to press them and then leave them alone. You can't color them until they dry, otherwise you really mess it up. So there's my fish, and if you want to, you can even do the mouth part here by cutting this triangle out, or you can even shape that if you want it to. What I've been doing with my kids, since they love to have the fish mouth open, I just cut this little triangle open, and there I have my fish. Now, let me show you this, a few more examples of my fish. These are the different types of fish you can come up with. You put them off to the side. You can see how I've got a little fin at the bottom. They're all basically the same, but you're going to see how some of them can be changed with those side fins. And here's one that's going in the opposite direction. I've got the dorsal fin a little different there. But you can see how they're all pretty much, you can get them to be the same. You can change them. Matter of fact, even looking at some of these, I'm thinking I could probably make a swordfish out of this by just adding a piece right here, which I might later on. Then what you do is you take those fish and then you start to draw a pattern. Like this one just has simple stripes right along the side, and this fin gets bent up so that you can actually draw here, color that in, and put that down. I made this so it looks like you have two pectoral fins that they're hanging down, so you see the other side hanging down as well. Then I get some of my inspirations from real life fish. When I see photographs of real fish, not painted fish. So you can see that's a kind of an idea there. I got an idea from Dory. It's not an exact copy of the Dory fish. I think it's a rock coral, I think. I'm not sure, some sort of coral fish. Anyway, so I'll be coloring this in. And I've got this inspiration from a Picasso fish. Those of you know about Picasso fishes. So it's not exactly like a Picasso fish. I just got my inspiration from them. Then once you draw your lines on it, then you can get some oil pastels and start coloring them in. I choose oil pastels because they're a lot more vibrant colors. There's this one. There's another one I did. Okay, let's put this aside. Now, you can do the same thing with construction paper, colored construction paper, so you don't have to color so much. Got quite a few of these. I have done this in the past where I just use color paper, even origami paper, and have the students color them in. So a wide variety that you can get from here. Now, once you get the fish that you like, you put them in your tank. Let me zoom this up a little bit. There is a fish in the tank. You need something else in the tank with that fish. Well, let's start with some seaweed. Seaweed is nothing more than long strips of green paper. And if you can get a variety of green, all the better. And you just lay them down and you glue them down as much as you can. You do the long ones first, then you do short little pieces, and a lot of this is just scraps that I've gotten from over the years. I just saved them and you can just put a whole bunch of scrap pieces down here. The long ones go in the back, short ones in the front. And if you want to, you can even do it like this. You can see how I did this one. I got long pieces in the back. I even have this piece here holding it in everything into place. And you get smaller pieces in the front and even smaller ones still right there. And you can set it just like that. So I can put this right here. And you can make the grass go off the edge, trim it off, or leave it hanging. You can put it off to the side. You can put it in the middle, have your fish hiding. Let me move this grass off to the side. It's a variety of ways. You can have it like this and even fold the grass so it comes back, just like that. So now I've got my grass going on there. I may want some other sea creatures in here if this is saltwater tank or whatever. And it's best not to glue things down right away because you can still move them around. For instance, I may want to put a jellyfish. Jellyfish looks something like this, a scoop of ice cream. See, it looks like a scoop of ice cream. And then I just put long, skinny, different color, long, skinny tentacles coming down here, tendrils, whatever you want to call them. And I even have another piece right here. You can see how it's covering it up. So I can put this here. I did a bigger one. You can see how that's done. It's half a circle and another half a circle on top of that, but smaller. And again, I have long, skinny pieces. And I've alternated them from short to long, short to long. I could put that in there. That makes it kind of big for this picture. So I'm not going to be using it for this picture. I could use this one, small one. I could do a manta ray. Now a manta ray, the way I've done this is I've done a diamond. Can you see the diamond shape? Except I rounded it off. I made it kind of sloppy and I put a tail, a curvy tail at this end. So if you can imagine this in the shape that you already know, like a diamond, you should be able to do it pretty good. I can put this coming through here if I wanted to. Let's see here. Put it right there. I don't have to worry about eyes. I'm not doing any other drawing. I'm only using oil pastels to do the coloring. I'm not going to draw fish in there. It's all collage, which means I'm cutting or tearing paper and gluing it down. And here you can see a football shape that I've got skinny legs on, and 3 on this side, 3 on the other side, and then one going up, the other one going up on the left and the right, and then I got these little pincher things. So I can put a little crab in my picture. If I put it down here, this has to go up here, and I think I'll turn this so it's going here. If I wanted to, if this picture was bigger or my fingers were smaller, you could do a starfish by just tracing your fingers on a piece of paper, tracing your hands, cutting your fingers off, not real ones please, you need those to do your artwork, but you cutting them off here and then gluing them together, and I even did a little circle on the inside, you can see that. So I could actually make a starfish, except this is kind of big for this picture, isn't it? But I made it big so you could see it a little clearer. Now, this is pretty much my fish tank. I could put a black border around the top to make it look more like a tank, or maybe gray to copy the silverness of it. I could put little waves in it if I want to, either with blue paper or with oil pastels. I could highlight some of the green with oil pastels. I could do oil pastels with the sand part here. I could actually do bubbles in here. As you can tell, I haven't glued anything down. So now looking at this picture here, I always like to go back to this. The elements of art. Which elements of art have I used in here? Well, definitely color and definitely shape. I do have some lines, so lines would be in there. I don't really have value, form. I don't think you would say texture or space. Space is the distance, like something's going back. So I do get a little bit of that here with this overlapping. That indicates space. And if I put this here, if I overlap this to the fish, I could get some space in there as well. Now, going over here, what are my elements of art actually making? What principle of design is coming in here. Well, with this one here, I'm trying to balance my picture so one side is not as heavy as the other. Although, if I wanted to, I could put things like this, not even have the fish, or make a smaller fish, and put most of the things over here, and put maybe the jellyfish here, and it would be asymmetrical, kind of an off balance. I could do that. I see a lot of contrast with the green and the red, and the red and the green. So, and the orange against the blue. So you could say contrast. You could say that there's emphasis, something that really stands out, and that fish just, that's the part that everybody just wants to look at first. Really wouldn't say movement. There is some pattern, not a lot in this picture. Not much rhythm either. You might indicate there's might be rhythm with the seagrasses here, but not so much. And the unity means that that all is in harmony with your picture. It all fits together, but yet there's still variety. In this picture, I do have variety going on with a different type of sea creatures, but it all looks like it belongs. So in this picture, I think I'm going to say contrast, or either contrast or emphasis, because of the opposite colors, red and green here, and a little bit of the orange with the blue. And plus, this is a contrast as well, red with the light green. So I have a lot of contrast in this picture here. So it's really kind of fun to play around with this, and you can mix and match a lot of things. Again, I would not glue anything down until you actually have everything made, and then you can start gluing them down as you arrange them. All right, well, that's it for me today, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.